Now, the lead architect on this project is a man by the name of Moshe Softy. He is an internationally well-known architect out of Boston, and he actually conceived the Kaufman Center for the Performing Arts by sketching it on a napkin. Whenever you get in a car accident, they say the last thing you want to do is get out of the car. You leave yourself vulnerable to getting hit like Bobby did. They say the best place to be is stay in your car. They say they never would have signed off and approved the design and the construction of this interchange if they had any idea that this possibly could happen. Prairie Village police say that these burglars are extremely quick. They're getting in and out of these homes in a matter of minutes. Well, it is a joyous night here in Topeka for the Kansas Republicans. They are celebrating not only the election of Senator Sam Brown back into the governor's seat, but also the possibility of a clean sweep out here at FanFest at Bartle Hall. Gary doing a little juggling. Very impressive, man. Very nice.
Yeah,
but
that was my fastball.
Yeah, that's what I want to see is how fast can you throw it. We are here at the Bayer Advanced Aspirin Official Pain Reliever Fast Relief Pitch Zone. And look at Gary throwing it. Oh, 60 miles an hour. You got.
Oh, don't give it all away, Jesse.
Oh, well, that's okay. Here, I'm going to give it to you. Let's see what I can.
All right. We're not going to give you the results of this, but watch it. Holy cow. 16 miles an hour. Wow,
that was
nice.
Obviously a major mistake. Anyway, so we are having...
Actually, it was a mistake letting you throw a ball. That was the biggest mistake.
Throughout Kansas will be flown at half staff today in honor of the Kansas Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Day. You know, there's something about a cell phone that just wipes out all previous ideas of social etiquette. Independence residents will soon have better access to affordable health care thanks to a $2.5 million federal grant. If you're a teenage driver in Kansas, beware. Police will be looking for you this week to make sure that you're buckled up. Did you know that there are more than 5 million cats and dogs living in the nation's animal shelters waiting to be adopted? Well, you know, you might not realize it right now, but this hot, dry summer could actually cause you to spend more money the next time you go to the grocery store. That's because the stress on livestock, higher prices on the milk you pour over your cereal. Cows, and lots of them, fill the Chateau barns in Osborne, Missouri. Twice a day, they wait in line to be milked. All that milk is then bottled and then sent to the grocery store for you and your family to enjoy. But the prolonged heat wave and triple-digit temperatures are already causing chaos to this fragile ecosystem.
Cows don't like that hot weather, and when it gets that hot, they tend to not eat if you don't keep them cool as you can. And when they don't eat, they don't give much milk.
So Leroy Chateau's goal every single day is to keep those cows cool so they'll stay hungry. Cows don't sweat, so they struggle to stay cool. Leroy has installed big and small fans inside the barns. He also sprays water on them 24 hours a day.
You know, I can't afford air conditioning for these girls, so we got to do what we have to.
But it's a losing battle. His cows are already producing 20% less milk than usual.
It's nice and cool in this building, so as long as we keep them eating like that, we're good. But once they stop eating, then we're in trouble.
Another problem? The drought-like conditions means hay is not growing. So how will Leroy feed his herd? He and every other dairy farmer will have to pay more for feed. That and a smaller milk supply could mean higher milk prices for consumers.
Not because we want to. We got to stay in business too, you know.
Leroy Chateau has had to cut milk supplies to certain grocery stores here in the metro because it doesn't have enough milk to satisfy the demand. He says once the temperatures go back down, it will take about a week for those cows to recover and get back to normal milking supplies. And this is a pretty bad case of animal abuse. Someone used a box cutter like this one to attack that python. That snake nearly died, but tonight the owner of that local animal sanctuary is trying to nurse it back to health.
So this guy is really a pretty Burmese python.
Earlier today, a local vet delivered this snake to Dana Savarelli at Monkey Island in Greenwood, Missouri. The previous owner's friend attacked the 10-foot python with a box cutter, stabbing it several times in the face before trying to sever its head.
They thought he was constricting or something, so they proceeded to try to take his head off, was what we got. And a snake this big isn't going to eat a person, so there's really no reason for it. This snake's a docile snake. There's no reason for an attack like that.
The vet stitched it up and then told Dana if he didn't take the snake, they were going to euthanize it. Dana knows all about snakes. It's his business. He makes and sells snake-catching equipment. And inside his shed, he cares for dozens of different breeds of snakes, many of them venomous.
And these are Asian species cobras here.
Dana already owns a Burmese python that weighs 225 pounds. This one's only 50 pounds so far. Dana has a friend willing to take this snake, but it will take a while to nurse it back to health. He says snakes are resilient and wishes people would take better care of them.
I mean, this one here cut up like this here, I mean, that's ridiculous. That size snake, a normal human being, even if he was biting you, constricting you, and doing everything, there's no reason why you couldn't get him off at that size.
Now, besides snakes, Savarelli also takes care of monkeys and alligators and other exotic animals out at Monkey Island. He says if you do want to own an exotic animal, first of all, make sure that it's legal where you live. Second of all, do research on that animal so you know what you're getting into. And third of all, he says expect that animal to bite. Savarelli adds if you can't handle all that, then don't get an exotic pet. Reporting live, Matt Stewart, KCTV 5 News.
Now, breaking news on KCTV 5 News.
We begin with a story that will no doubt continue to develop all throughout the day today out of Aurora, Colorado.
At least 14 people have been killed in a shooting rampage at a movie theater, and another 50 were hurt while they were there at the theater watching the midnight premiere of The Dark Knight Rises. That's the new Batman movie. Now, we do know that police have the 24-year-old suspect in custody. They found him outside the theater by his car wearing a gas mask, a bulletproof vest. He had 2 guns in his possession. They found a 3rd gun either on his possession or in the car, and he indicated that he had some bombs at his apartment building. So police surrounded his apartment. They surrounded the car and the theater parking lot. They brought in the bomb squad, and of course they are right now trying to find out if there are any bombs at his apartment or at that car. Today you can attend a review of the Kansas City Public Schools' efforts to regain state accreditation. The meeting runs from 1 until 4 this afternoon in the Parent University Room at Manual Career Technical Center off Truman Road. The state's regional school improvement team will hear from the school district about its progress toward accreditation. ACK police are still searching for the gunman involved in 2 deadly weekend shootings, and one of them hurt a baby. Early Sunday morning, gunmen shot a man and a woman in a first-floor apartment at the Rosedale Apartments near Mill Street and Federal Avenue. The gunman also shot an 8-month-old baby. According to our reporting partner, the Kansas City Star, the gunmen were targeting the 21-year-old man who was the baby's father, but they also killed the 16-year-old babysitter, who was the baby's aunt. Time right now is 6:54, and these are the 5 things we're talking about this morning to start your day. Gas prices have been going up all week long. Now, experts expect them to take a 20-cent jump by the weekend. According to GasBuddy.com, the price of regular unleaded gasoline has gone up about 12 cents on average in Kansas City since last week. An expert with GasBuddy says tensions with Iran and the maintenance going on at oil refineries is causing short-term gas shortages. Coming into work this morning, I noticed it was already up since from yesterday, up to $3.57 a gallon.
And in theory, more by the weekend is what they're saying.
Yeah.
And then by Memorial Day, something like $4 plus.
5 in some parts of the country.
Potentially,
I mean,
right.
This thing is not,
Yeah, here we go again.
not good.
Right?
Yeah, off to a real chilly start this morning.
Yeah, in the 30s.
I know.
It's a little cool.
Looking forward to a nice warm-up, though, and tomorrow, Gary's been talking about this all last week. Maybe hitting 70, Gary. What do you think? Well, you know, we're talking about the stadium all morning long. Let's talk about the team. What are folks who come out here on Thursday night going to see out here on the pitch? Joining me right now, we have Sporting KC head coach Peter Vermes. Good morning to you, Peter.
Morning. How are you?
Good. Tell me a little bit, Coach, about the team. What can people expect?
Yeah, I think now that we're coming back home, I think you're going to see a high-flying group, especially with the fact we'll be in front of our own fans finally.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have played 11 games straight on the road. What does that do to a team just having to travel and travel and travel and not be able to play here in Kansas City?
Yeah, I think it's easy to understand the travel aspect. I think the one thing that gets lost in it is the disconnect between the players and the fan base.
And what a great stadium. You know, you gave us a tour of the locker room. It's gorgeous in there. What do the players think about this new stadium?
Well, I think they're in awe. The amenities here are incredible, not just for the fans, but I think also for the players as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach, so much. Of course, we're going to be out here all morning long. Stay with us. We're back right after this. Yeah, great to see the Kauffman Foundation really paying it forward with the children here in the Metro. Now, when you do come here to the Performing Arts Center, you're probably going to notice a color theme. You see Kelly's in Hellsbrook Hall. That's the blue theme, the cool room. We're here in the Muriel Kauffman Theater. This is the hot room, or red theme, as you can tell. Joining me this morning, we have Jane Chu. She is the CEO of this beautiful Performing Arts Center. And Jane, you know, a lot of people out there watching, maybe they've never seen the symphony, ballet, or opera perform. Why should they care about this brand new $413 million facility?
The Kauffman Center for the Performing Arts is a great place to bring people together